Interior conference room, day. Priscilla, Beverly, and Kiana sit around the table, Priscilla at the head and Beverly and Kiana on opposite sides. A large map of the factions sits in the middle of the table with a large pin in the water faction.
I don't like it. I just don't.
Kiana sighs.
I don't understand why not.
The fish, Kiana. Think about the fish.
I just told you, though, we've had like 800 years to figure out fracking. It won't pollute the ocean or harm any of the wildlife down there.
I just don't like the optics. Drilling into the ocean floor? Nuh-uh. No bueno.
Since when did you start caring about optics?
Priscilla looks to Beverly.
I actually have to agree with Kiana on this one.
Priscilla and Kiana both gasp.
No one's using it, it won't hurt the environment, and we'll get crazy oil.
Priscilla is desperately frustrated.
Well, I guess since both of you are too thick to understand what I'm saying, I won't say anymore. End of story, we aren't fracking the ocean floor, and that's final.
Priscilla defiantly swipes her briefcase off the table, but she doesn't realize it wasn't closed. Her laptop flies out of the briefcase and smashes into the wall, breaking through and sticking halfway into it. Priscilla pauses for a second, then strides toward the door as if it never happened. When she gets to the door, she spins around to face her advisors one more time.
Just a reminder, I'm president, not either of you. You'd do well to remember that.
Priscilla flings the door open and struts out of the room. Beverly and Kiana watch after her for a beat. They then begin to gather their things.
Well, nice going. You set her off once again.
Me? I'm sure she didn't love her prize pupil defying her.
Beverly blows a raspberry at Kiana and exits hastily. Split screen montage. Priscilla struts through the halls of the government building. She slides sunglasses onto her face. In a different hall, Beverly also struts. He slides his own sunglasses onto his own face. Priscilla exits out of the west wing of the building onto a busy city street, flanked by two Mark O's. Beverly exits out of the east wing of the building. The two meet in front of the building, but never stop walking and never acknowledge each other. End montage. The two talk without looking at each other.
Crazy of you not to take this fracking deal.
Crazy of you to bring it up right now.
A hot pink stretch limo pulls up in front of the building.
Once we hit the wagon, I don't want to hear another word.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be lucrative.
Priscilla swings open the limo door and turns to look at Beverly. She slides her sunglasses down her nose.
Do I look like I need money?
Interior, the wagon, continuous. Beverly and Priscilla slide into the limo and slam the door behind them. The car begins to drive. A moment of silence between the two. Dancing on My Own by Robin starts to play. Beverly and Priscilla start dancing out of control. Song number.
Somebody said you got a new friend.
But does she love you better than I can? I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, I'm right over here. Why can't you see me? Oh, I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own.
A Mark O in a driver's outfit dances in the front seat. Exterior marina, later. The wagon pulls up to the marina that separates the city faction from the water faction. Beverly and Priscilla hop out of the wagon. Beverly's yacht swings up to the dock right away. Beverly starts toward it.
See you tomorrow?
Beverly hops on the yacht and it begins to sail away. Priscilla waves goodbye.
Au revoir, Beverly.
Priscilla's yacht pulls in behind Beverly's. Priscilla hops in. The yacht pulls away as Priscilla heads below deck. Interior Priscilla's yacht, continuous. Priscilla swiftly walks through her bedroom and opens a closet door. Inside the closet is an escape pod. A Mark O nods to Priscilla and steps out of the pod.
Heading down, ma'am?
Hell yeah.
Priscilla jumps into the pod. Mark O slides the door closed and latches it shut.
Safe travels.
Marco pulls a lever and the escape pod shoots down into the ocean. Interior escape pod continuous. Priscilla hums Dancing on My Own to herself as she presses some buttons on the side of the pod. Suddenly, the pod bursts open, shooting Priscilla into the water. Exterior ocean continuous. She spins around uncontrollably until Priscilla's legs blend together to create a mermaid tail. Priscilla sings Dancing on My Own as she swims down into the water. Priscilla reaches a big crack on the ocean floor. She swims up to the crack, which seems suspiciously mermaid-sized, and forces herself through it. On the other side of the crack, Priscilla shoots out into Exterior Mermaid Kingdom, continuous. The Mermaid Kingdom. Huge, glamorous, and sparkly, not a single building is built in a dull fashion. Priscilla sets off toward a particularly beautiful building, a massive castle on a hill. On the castle, big neon letters read, The King and the Queen Precious. Interior Princely's castle, later. Priscilla enters the castle and calls out into its vastness.
Dad?
No answer but her own echo. She swims off into the castle. Interior master bedroom, moments later. Priscilla enters the master bedroom. In the center of the room sits a huge bed, very nicely made. The room surrounding the bed is less neat. Mechanical parts and tools are scattered everywhere, including a few Mark O heads.
Dad? Hello?
Hello, Priscilla.
Priscilla jumps and whirls around.
Jesus, Mark A!
Mark A floats in front of Priscilla.
If you're looking for your father, you'd best find him at the show.
Why are you just now telling me this? Did you not hear me when I came in?
I'm afraid not. Terribly sorry.
Priscilla swims away.
I know you're the first one he ever made, but your ears shouldn't be that rusty.
Exterior ocean, later. Priscilla swims over a hill and stops to look at a dazzling building. A huge sign above the door reads, Queer Waters. Priscilla smiles and swims towards it. Interior Queer Waters continuous. Priscilla enters amidst a raucous drag show. Up on stage, 3 mermaid drag queens perform a lip sync to I Don't Want It At All by Kim Petras. The number ends to outrageous cheers. The middle performer grabs the mic.
Woo, thank you.
She points to the queen on her right.
Miss Fish and Hips, everyone.
Huge cheers. The performer with the mic points to the queen on her left.
And old wives' tale, like a fish tail.
Huger cheers.
And I'm, of course, Queen Princessly Precious. For our grand finale, we have a fan favorite. Hit it.
And what else starts playing but Dancing on My Own by Robin? The crowd roars. Priscilla takes a seat at the bar and watches the show proudly. Interior Queer Waters, later. The show is over, the crowd thinned. Only a few drag queens stand chatting on the peripheries. Princessly finishes her last conversation and heads down the middle aisle. She catches sight of Priscilla sitting at the bar and smiles.
Daughter.
Princessly hurries down the aisle to embrace Priscilla.
Hi, Dad.
Princessly quickly breaks away from the hug.
Follow me, we need to talk.
Interior backstage, moments later. In front of the mirror stands Princely Precious, male, 50s. He scrubs the last bit of makeup off his face. His drag outfit sits next to him, hung carefully. A crown rests jauntily on his head.
Well, you better have told them no.
Obviously, I told them no, Dad. No one is fracking into this ocean floor.
Damn right.
Priscilla sighs.
I don't want to talk about work. Not down here. What did you want to talk to me about?
Princely pauses for a moment, then twirls around and drags a chair up and sits across from Priscilla.
It's time I told you something. Something every mermaid learns at some point.
Priscilla smirks.
Whoa, serious all of a sudden.
Princely takes a deep breath and looks at the floor. Priscilla's humor drops.
Whoa, really serious all of a sudden.
Priscilla, if you don't get married by the age of 30, you lose your human legs.
Priscilla's jaw drops, then goes back up, then drops again.
I know, it's a lot to take...
What?
Princely looks at her, slightly afraid.
What?
I know.
I literally turned 29 in a week.
Princely stares at the floor.
How could you wait so long to tell me this?
Because I didn't want you to hate this part of you.
Priscilla just processes this.
Don't stress, Priscilla. What worst comes to worst, you'll just live with me. You've always loved mermaid life.
Yeah, but I have so much going on up there. I'm fucking president, Dad. And if I'm not up there to protect us from stuff like fracking, who will?
I was important too. You think I just chose to never go above ground again?
A yell from the front of house.
They're fighting again. Hold on, Priscilla. I'll be right back.
Princely swims over to the curtain. Suddenly, a loud swoosh and a thud. Princely grunts and sinks to the floor. Blood rises from a wound where an arrow sticks out of his stomach.
Dad?
Priscilla shoots out of her chair and swims to her father's side.
Priscilla?
I'm here, Dad.
Suddenly, another swoosh. Something flies past Priscilla's face and hits the back wall. She whips her head around. Another arrow. Her eyes dart up to the curtain. She rips it open to reveal an empty room. Mark A swims into the room.
Princely?
He's in here, Mark A.
I knew something was wrong. I could sense it.
Mark A swims hurriedly over to Princely.
He's fading fast. Who did this?
I don't know.
Priscilla swims toward the door, but stops when she notices something on the ground. She picks it up. A blonde, curly wig.
Priscilla.
Priscilla turns around and hurries back to her father's side.
How is he?
My scan is telling me we'll have to induce a coma.
Will he wake up?
There's no telling, but if he doesn't,
Mark A slips the crown off Princely's head and gives it to Priscilla.
this might have to become yours.
Priscilla stares at the crown in awe. Cut to black.